Right, the X.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay. Counselor, you want to come along? Because we've got to get going.
Bill, what's going on?
It's a routine check. The Bureau runs every year on the bad guys, keep the addresses current. Ordinarily, it's a 4-day yawn, but with Ralph in a suit, 6 hours, tops. I show him a picture, he holographs in on a guy. He's either home, or he's in, or he's out, or he's not there. And wham zam, I'm pulling in steelhead, right, Ralph? Please.
Oh, no.
Don't tell me you forgot.
Is that today, Bill? I got Kevin.
I'm ready. So am I.
Bill, you said 6 hours. Do you think if we pushed, we could make that 3?
Oh, sure.
Ralph.
Pam, why don't you guys go ahead and see a couple shows, and I'll join you at the Japanese Gardens for lunch. Pam, I promised. What do you want me to do?
All right, all right. We'll meet you at the Japanese Gardens about 1 o'clock. Now, if you can't make it, will you call?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Come on, Kevin.
Come on.
You still got the hoots under the clothes?
What suit?
Sharp kid, Ralph.
Come on, you two run along. I'll join you for lunch.
Miss you.
Miss you, too.
It is a far, far better thing he does, Counselor. Long, big fella.
Bye-bye.
Great kid, Ralph. Dynamite potential. He's starting to like me, I can tell.
He's rotten.
Right.
Okay, that does it. You're pulling in quite a crowd this morning, Ralph. Make it short.
What's wrong, Rhonda?
My mother didn't come home last night. She didn't call or nothing. And this morning I find a car outside and the key sticking right there in the door. Something's happened to her, Mr. Haley. I really think so.
Did you check at the cocktail lounge where she works?
Are you kidding? She'd kill me. See, the guy who owns the joint, man, he knows she's got a kid, but
We're back.
I think she told him I'm like 10 years old or something.
Come on, Ralph.
She worries about her age.
Pat? What? Ralph? What?
Got camera.
What? Did you check with the police?
Yeah, I called the cops. They said they can't do anything for 24 hours. What am I going to do, Mr. Hanley? What am I going to do?
All right. Rhonda, why don't you go home? I will check at the lounge, and I'll get back to you later, all right?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Hanley. Thanks.
Don't worry, we'll find you. Bill, we gotta stop over to the lounge on Grand Oak Avenue. Just take 5 minutes.
Well, if it's a lounge, it's not going to be open at this hour. We can hit a couple of addresses, maybe 10 or 12. Where are you going now?
I forgot the Utse.
Anytime you need me, you don't have to fear. You don't have to worry, because I will be near. Coming to your rescue, flying to your side. Oh, when your heart is broken, when your hands are tied. Anytime you need me, anytime you call. Oh, anytime you need me, oh, anytime at all. Anytime you need me, oh, anytime you need me, oh, anytime you need me, anytime you need me, oh, anytime you need me, Lord, anytime you need me, anytime you need me.
Yeah, Belinda Fraser.
This her?
Yeah.
She's a security risk? What did she do?
Goldman International Pictures, contract player, 1974 observed at cocktail party in conversation with Jimmy the Dipper Fontaine.
1974, did she talks to some hood at a cocktail party and she's on the Bureau's list ever since?
Yeah, it seems kind of sketchy, doesn't it? Well, she's on the list, so we check her out. Okay, do you think? She's second apartment in from the right, second floor.
Right.
Whoa. Don't tell me. We don't get 2 no-shows in a row.
No, she's home, I think. It's hard to tell. She's got something all over her face and she's wearing a mask.
Mask? What kind of mask?
Black. You know, keep the light out. She's asleep, Bill. Boy, I hate this. I hate it. I feel like a peeping Tom.
Ralph, you're not a peeping Tom. You're a peeping Fed. You ought to be proud. You're doing your country's business. Okay, next up.
Next stop is the lounge. I promised Rhonda I would call.
Let's go.
Are all the security risks that we're checking out as flaky as this one? That first guy, the Gregory Walters we went by, who wasn't home. What did he do?
Well, he was observed going to the Bolshoi Ballet.
What?
Well, he went to all the performances they gave when they were in the city, all 10 performances.
You know, the more you tell me about the inner workings of the Bureau, the more appalled I get. This government actually has a guy under surveillance because he went to the ballet?
Well, Ralph, there is a red spy network in this country. We're almost positive. Now, look, we're not going to waste a lot of time with this mother thing, are we? Because we got ground to cover.
It'll only take a couple of minutes. I'm sure there's a very logical explanation for Mrs. Harris's disappearance.
She's out. That's where she is. O-U-T, out. Fired. Look, I got a Friday night crowd here. One lousy waitress. She don't even bother to call. So I end up working the bar, the cash register, half the tables. I own the joint. And I'm hopping drinks like some bimbo. That's it. That's the end of the line for Reseda Rose. And you can tell her I said so.
That's the problem, Manny. We can't because we don't know where she is. We were hoping that you would help us. A little girl is very worried.
You see this? I'm not even open yet, and 2 gorillas plow in here and they trash me. Now, I got that to thank her for, too. But they're looking for some letter they said she left here. They make me open the safe. Well, there ain't no letter, which I already told them. So they beat on me some more. I probably ought to see a doctor.
Maybe you ought to see the police.
She's obviously in trouble, Bill. We should do something.
Come on, Ralph. She's not home. She's not here. Where would you suggest we start looking?
Well, you tell me.
You could start over at Technotron.
A cocktail waitress at Technotron? They make component parts for weapon systems. What does she do there? Stuff the olives?
No, she's got a part-time gig as a file clerk. Well, they find out she don't know the alphabet.
Did you tell these guys that came in here about Technotron?
They already knew.
You know, Bill, I have a rocky feeling about this whole thing. Whoever those guys were, they did a real number on Manny. If they have Rose, she is definitely in trouble, Bill.
Okay, as long as you dragged us all the way over here, can we please do this by the book? Case before entering. Turn on your thing. Can you see anything inside?
There's a couple of guys on the 3rd floor. They are breaking in.
What do you think you're doing here? Hey, come on!
They got one of the guards.
Let's move, kid.
Never make it in time, Bill. I was doing fine on my own.
Well, at least you got the machine to pay off.
Said I got nothing to say, and I got nothing to say. And Leonard, he got nothing to say neither.
On a heart, spread him. Watch the antenna.
There was the 3rd guy after Bill. I saw him, but he got away.
Don't sweat it, kid. Our friends here are going to tell us where he is. FBI.
Oh, boy.
That's right. You really bought it this time, Bonzo.
We aren't talking. Leonard and I ain't scared of no plastic badge and long johns. Right, Leonard?
What'd you do with Rose Harris?
Hey!
Where is she?
They ain't talking, Ralph. They ain't scared. I wonder how my friend Lenny here feels about heights.
I know how I feel about it, Bill.
You want to find Rhonda's mother? We're running out of time. Hey, wait, I got the key. Wait a second.
got it.
Oh, Ralph, please. That's $25. I have to pay for those.